All right, shalom. Shalom to the elect of Israel, whoever you might be out there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp. Doing a quick lesson. It's going to be on the news update. As you can see right here, the U.S. has declared that they're going to perform a blockade, over there in the Strait of Hormuz. All right. Yeah, man, things are escalating. But as you know, here at Great Millstone, we relate everything that's going on in the world to biblical prophecy because the world events are dictated by biblical prophecy. All right. So let's play a little bit of this clip and we'll get the precepts. And just want to give you perspective on what is going on right now in the world in regards to this whole Iranian conflict. All right. Check this out. This is from BBC News, by the way. Hey, fair use, fair use. It's for educational purposes only.
Iran has threatened to retaliate against a planned US blockade of its ports, which is due to start in the coming hours. A statement from the Iranian military described Washington's actions as piracy and warned that Iran would continue to control the Strait of Hormuz. On Sunday, President Trump saying any Iranian who opened fire at vessels passing through the strait would be, in his words, blown to hell. To remind you, the Strait is that critical shipping route through which roughly 20% of the world's oil and natural liquefied gas is transported, plus other key goods as well. Its geography has allowed Iran to use it as leverage throughout this war, selectively preventing vessels from passing through the narrow waterway and spiking oil prices in the process. Mr. Trump.
All right, you see that there? So the whole situation is that this particular waterway is a huge part of commerce over there in the east, and the Iranians have been controlling this, for some time now. And they were, allowing certain vessels to come in and blocking others. All right, specifically U.S. vessels, all right, blocking them. And now Donald Trump, all right, and the U.S. has said that they're gonna now perform a blockade on Iranian ports. All right, pretty much trying to choke off, their lifeline. You know what I'm saying? As retaliation. And Donald Trump has said that they're gonna pretty much obliterate any vessels that try to attack U.S. Navy vessels. All right, so pretty much if Iran tries to clear the blockade, it's gonna spark conflict. It's gonna spark things to happen. So we'll see how this plays out, man. But that's what's going on right now. Okay, this is what's happening as of now, Monday. Okay.
Also saying that the US would track down any vessel in international waters that had paid a toll to Tehran to pass through this key route. This escalation, of course, follows that collapse of marathon peace talks in Pakistan at the weekend. As our World News correspondent Joe Inwood explains.
It has become one of Iran's most powerful weapons. One of the world's busiest waterways, the Strait of Hormuz, all but shut by a naval blockade. Only a tiny number of ships get in or out, doing ever-increasing damage to the global economy.
Now you heard what he said, doing ever-increasing damage to the global economy. Now, this is what they want to happen, man. The elites, these nations, starting with Esau, Edom, all right? The, rich elite banking families that control these different things, all right? This is what they want to happen. We always go into this. They want the global economy to tank so that they can do what? Bring forth their new world order. And this could just be another, one of their plays that they're making to have that happen. All right. And, it's just, a lot of this is theater. All right. And we understand how it's going to really go down according to prophecy. So, without further ado, let's get a precept real quick. Check this out. So here we have Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem, symbolic to the nation of Israel. so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Israelite foreigners, right? Which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushai, keep not silence. We've been commanded to, be the watchmen for our people, man, showing them what's going on in the world and relating it to biblical prophecy in the proper context through the Holy Spirit, man. Okay? And we're watching everything that's going on, you know what I mean? And it's all playing into the will of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai at the end of the day. He's controlling all these scenarios, but we are nonetheless watching, all right, as things begin to escalate. But I want to get another precept as well. Check this out. All right, here we have the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. It says, let all things be done decently and in order. And that pertains to prophecy as well. All right, the Lord does things in order. You understand? And these prophecies have to go in order. What do I mean by that? All right, before all hell breaks loose and this war goes nuclear, all right, certain things must take place. One of the main things that has to take place is what? The mark of the beast being made mandatory to buy and to sell, not just here in the U.S., but for all countries. You understand? That participate in the global economy. They're going to require a certain technology to participate in society. This is what we're looking for. All right. We understand that that has to happen before things really, really escalate. Okay. But nonetheless, man, there could be some violence that takes place between the U.S. and Iran. We'll see. Other countries could get involved in this conflict because they do also utilize that waterway, all right, such as China. I'm not sure if they've made any official statements on the matter, but the thing is that, look, man, all the elites of these nations have one common goal, and that's to bring the digital infrastructure into play. All right, China has already pretty much done that over there. They got the whole social credit score system going on. That shit is crazy. All right. We've done videos on that. Everything is moving toward what? The digital technocracy that they want to have in place, man. To enslave the population by way of digital means. The beast system. Okay? And it's going to be all nations involved in this. So while people are out there, watching this news and they're anticipating nuclear war and shit like that to break out, you know what I mean? Look, man, we understand that they have to bring this chokehold on society to make people bow the knee. So very fact that this conflict is putting a strain on global economies is playing right into prophecy, man. All right, so this is from another source right here, Fair Use, NBC, Boston. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use. Check it out. The title of their video is what does it say? What will U.S. Hormuz blockade mean for gas prices? All right, because look, man, as you know, gas prices are going up. You see, due to this whole conflict, this is what they want. They want to put a chokehold on the people so that they will be begging for the solution to be what? The new world order.
Well, in just a few hours, the U.S. Navy will form a blockade around the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this comes after marathon negotiations over the weekend. Well, they ended in a stalemate.
And now oil prices are skyrocketing once again. And this time, President Trump says he does not care if Iran comes back to the table. NBC 10's Minash Kwangwari is live in Lexington. Minash, you're at a gas station. What are the prices looking like right now?
I mean, it may be hard to believe, but take a look. $4.29 for a regular gallon of gas. And that's not even talking about the unleaded and the plus, rather, I should say, and the premium. And of course, with that blockade set to go into effect in just a couple of hours, these prices are set to rise. According to AAA right now, the national average is $4.12 for a gallon of regular gas. The state average is about $3.96, which, as you you can see, is much different than what we were paying a month ago and even a year ago. I mean, take a look at those prices. Meanwhile, the price of oil is surging, more than $100 per barrel yesterday, and there may not be a letdown anytime soon. The president yesterday said prices for both oil and gas could continue to be higher by the time of the midterm elections. That is in November. So again, that blockade is expected to go into full effect at around 10 this morning. We will be keeping you updated, but for right now, we're live here in Newton. Manoj Kugwari, NBC 10 Boston.
That's the point on that, man. Okay, so you see what's going on. They're expecting things to go up even more than they already are. Gas prices, which affect every part of the economy in a certain way, because as you know, goods are transported by trucks, which also use gas. Okay, so look, man, we'll see how this plays out, but we understand what has to happen according to prophecy. We're looking out for what? The mark of the beast. That's the thing that we're watching out for. All right, so this comes to mind right here, the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. Lord Yahweh Shai speaking in the red letter. And he says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from that hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. There you go, man. The hour of temptation is when all these different nations, these different countries, such as Iran, US, China, all right, so on and so forth, make the RFID microchip the new way of being a part of society. All right, that's going to be the solution that they bring forward. We telling you before it happens, man. They want to crash the global economy so they can bring forth that hour of temptation. And Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah is going to keep us from bowing the knee in that time, man. They're going to they're trying to make shit so hard on society that people bow the knee and give in to the temptation and take the chip. This is what it's all leading towards, man. Okay, a lot of this stuff is theatrics, but we know the end goal of the elites. According to prophecy, the Lord has opened our eyes up. We understand what this is all leading to. All right, so expect things to get harder in society, prices to go up, grocery store, prices going up, so on and so forth, to the point where people are gonna lose their damn minds and start revolting. Matter of fact, let's get 2nd Ezra 15 real quick. All right, here we have the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to jump down to about verse 16 to get to the point here. Okay. Highly prophetic chapter in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra 15, you should know this. I'll start at verse 14. Okay. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Okay. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. It's coming near, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, it's going into civil unrest amongst the people. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. What is that talking about? People rising up against the powers that be. Why? Because things are going to get so hard on the general public that they're going to just say, fuck it, man, and do what they feel is right in their own minds. Robbing, stealing, murdering for resources. All right. That's what's coming. Militias taking over, warehouses and shit like that, man. Look, this is what's prophesied to happen, and they're orchestrating it now. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because there's going to be so much violence going on. All right. And they possibly could bring forth what they call martial law, where they lock the cities down due to the unrest that they caused. All right. They're causing this shit to happen so that they can bring these things forth to lock down society. You understand? Remember that term they were using not too long ago? Energy lockdowns. They want to lock things down, man. At the end of the damn day, that's what they want to do. All right. So they want to cause chaos to ensue amongst the people so they can bring forth their new world order. Okay. Understand. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A time of great violence is coming. Why? See, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Right, the modern day sword is what? The firearm. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for what? Great tribulation. This is what they're orchestrating right now. Great tribulation. They're putting the chokehold on society so people can lose their damn mind, so that they can bring forth the order out of chaos, man. They're going to say, well, we have a solution for all this. You know, everybody's going to have to identify themselves with an RFID microchip. All right. This is how we're going to be able to get things back in order, so to speak. Okay. So understand, man, everything that they're doing is according to privacy. And it has to be in order, man. The destruction's not going to come until these things happen. All right, here's another video right here, okay, from Valuetainment. Check it out. Fair use, fair use.
Trump announces Strait of Hormuz blockade after Iran talks collapse. Here's the president. So there you have it. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed. But the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not. Effective immediately, the United States Navy, the finest in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis. But Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them. This is world extortion, and leaders of countries, especially in the U.S., will never be extorted. I've also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. We will also begin destroying the mines the Iranians laid in the Straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. Iran knows better than anyone how to end this situation, which has already devastated their country. Their navy is gone, their air force is gone, their anti-aircraft and radar are useless. Khomeini, he probably meant to say Khamenei, and their leaders are dead, all because of their nuclear ambition. The blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved with the blockade. Iran will not be allowed to profit of this illegal act of extortion. They want more, and they want money, and more importantly, they want nuclear. Additionally, and at an appropriate moment, we will fully be locked and loaded, and our military will finish up the little that is left of Iran. So that announcement is made. You look at oil prices right now, Rob, if you want to go to it real quick, just to kind of see where we are with it. As of right now, oil prices, maybe press a refresh. Is it live? 103.39. There you go, 103.39. It was at 105 in the morning. It went all the way up to 119. They're saying if this continues for another week or two, we could be looking at 140. Even if a little bit longer, we could be looking at 200, which is pretty wild to be thinking about. And J.D. Vance himself was out there, I believe, trying to negotiate with Iran. He even said that
All right, so yeah, you see what's going on, man. Prices are rising up as a result of this Iranian conflict, man. All right, and the U.S. is trying to act like they're the good guys. You know, saying that the Iranians are extorting everybody and they're going to clear them out. We'll see where this goes, man. I'm going to close with this right here. Matthew 24, verse 6, Lord Yahweh Shai speaking in the red letter. He says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right? So those things are ramping up, and they are. They're intensifying. All right? The end is not yet here, man. The end will be those thermonuclear missiles being shot off in the midst of World War III. But we're getting closer to that point, man. All you Israelites that are not taking this thing serious, hey, man, you're going to need the protection of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right? You know, even before the nukes are launched, man, like I said, their plan is to collapse society. All right, that's their plan. It's going to be violent. Okay, when things go down. All right. So, yeah, man. That being said, man, this lesson right here, Lord willing, the elect will edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Dash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Be on the lookout for the mark of the beast, man. That has to happen before everything gets nuclear. So, yeah, I'm in it right there. Hey, call me Asherah, let the Bible, Shalom to the elect.